Alright, so it's time for a little life update. I am super excited about life right now. I am in a period of my life where changes are going on. Changes in my lifestyle, changes in my priorities, changes in my travel life. There's changes going on and I'm loving it. I love how life goes through different phases at different times of lives, and there's different scales. There's like change on day-to-day basis, but there's also change on a larger scale. Like every 5 to 10 years there's a change, you know. And right now my life is taking a slightly different direction from where it's been going for the last 5 years, and I want to share with you today what's going on. What are my plans, my travel plans, my priorities for the next year and two, and where is the direction of this channel headed, and those kind of things. So stay tuned for that after the intro. Alright, so life is good right now. I'm extremely satisfied and happy about my life and where it's going and what's going on. And so right now, first of all, let's start with that. I am in France. I'm in Nice. It's one of the cities on the French Riviera, you know, just down in southern France. It's a great place. I love this place. Our parents used to take us here when we were kids, every summer almost. So we have a deep connection with this city and this area. And not only you know, culturally, but we actually have family here too. Our grandmother was from Nice and she was French, so we're a quarter French basically. So there's the genetic connection as well. So this place is awesome. I'm just spending some time here alone, living in the middle of town, having some urban life going on. It's pretty damn cool. I'm loving it, going for walks in the city, going to the library, going to cafes and sitting down there working in a cafe. It's pretty cool. Mads is in Norway, as you probably know, living alone as well. So we're both having some nice quality time by ourselves. Of course, we're communicating online pretty much every day in regards to our YouTube channel and work that needs to be done. But it's nice to have some space, you know, to just be by yourself and gather your thoughts every once in a while. So that's where I'm at right now. And the people on Patreon, you already know this. If you don't know, if you're not on Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/sweetnaturalliving, and that's the place where we share some exclusive content, and we do a live hangout every month, and we have a monthly Q&A video that we do for our supporters there. So they know some of this stuff already, because we sort of share more personal stuff with them before we share it on YouTube and that sort of thing. So if you're into that, you should definitely check Patreon out. So travel plans for the next years. Well, you know, the truth is things ebb and flow. This is how life is. And for the last 5 years, Mads and I, we've been traveling a lot, as you know, going to the tropics a lot, focusing on fruit. And all the experiences that I've learned from those travels, I've shared in The Way of the Fruitful Traveler, which is my book about traveling and lightweight backpacking and that sort of thing. So it's all in there basically. That's what we've been doing for the last 5 years. And even prior to that, I've been living in Sydney and I've been living in London, and I've been doing quite a bit of traveling. So for me, it's almost like the last decade has been a traveling oriented lifestyle, going around the world several times, if you will. And I've come to a point now where I'm like, I need to slow down. Not in a negative sense, not like, oh my God, I need to slow down. Not like fearful, more the opposite, more just like, oh, I'm excited about slowing down. I'm excited about just taking a step back, stabilizing and staying in one place for a little longer period of time. And of course, where should I do that? Well, that's the thing, you know, it's not only about being in one place, but it's also being in a place where you have a connection. And the deepest connection I have is to Norway, obviously, where I'm from. And somewhat I also have a connection here in Nice, but really Norway is where it's at when it comes to having a deep connection, being part of the community. And it's also something about, you know, it's very healthy actually to be in one place because you can establish healthier routines, and it's more It's just more stress-free. Traveling can be very stressful. But of course, if you want to travel, if that's what you want, and you want to go out to travel the world, then anything but doing that will be stressful. So go for it. If that's where you're at, go for it. Go traveling. But I think you can only do that for a while, and then you get to a point, and that's the point I've gotten to now, where it's like, I can't stand the thought of traveling for most of the year any longer, at least for now. So I will still be traveling, but it will be probably just like 3 months out of the year for the next couple of years. So the majority of time I'm going to be spending in Norway, and maybe a little bit around Europe. You know, that's still pretty close to home. Here Nis is just a 2-hour flight from Norway. So I'll be traveling a little bit. Will I be going to the tropics though? Well, probably not in the next year, but maybe after that. So that's really my travel plans right now. And so Norway is really, that's where it's at for me right now, and I'm super excited about it. I am excited about Norway. I love Norway. Norway is a beautiful country. It's an epic place. It's not healthy in an ideal sense in terms of climate. And you know, I preach a tropical climate, and it's not ideal in terms of fruit, and you know I preach a fruit-based diet. So in a sense, it has its challenges health-wise. But it's where I was born, it's where I have my connection, it's where home is. It's, you know, Norway is home for me. So that's just how it has to be. That being said, the value of being in one place and the value of just slowing down a little bit and having a stable base has a high value, and just even strictly in terms of physical, mental, emotional health. And we'll get into that in videos to come. How you can optimize your environment, even outside of the tropics, to stay fairly healthy, if not almost optimally healthy, at least part of the year during the summer, etc. in Norway. We'll get into, you know, talk about diet, of course. So we'll keep talking about fruit, because the majority of my diet will still be raw tropical fruits, mostly bananas, of course. But we'll also get into, you know, cooking and how to incorporate a high carbohydrate cooked diet into your life and still stay within a fairly high level of health, I would say. So I think in general the direction of this channel will still be fairly similar to what it's been before. We'll talk about fruit, nutrition, health in general, but we'll also focus on health in a greater sense and incorporate things like community, connection, talk more about sleep, maybe how to optimize your conditions for sleep, because for me that's one of the things that really goes out the window when I'm out traveling. You know, going from place to place and always staying in new places, and you know, it's just random whether or not the bed is going to be any good, or if it's too hot and it's difficult to sleep and that sort of thing. So I look forward to now being able to actually optimize my sleeping environment for perfect sleep. This is one of the weakest links, I think, in my health regimen. So I'd love to share that with you. So that's something that we're going to do on the channel. We are going to, as I said, talk a little bit more about the cooked vegan diet, the high carbohydrate, simple, clean type of cooked diet, conservatively cooked roots and tubers for the most part. Talk about how to incorporate that and stay healthy outside of the tropics. And so I guess the change of the channel is that it's going to be less of a focus on traveling as such and more of a focus on health and fitness as well. Because of course, one of the other things that have changed for me a lot in the last year or two, and especially right now, is my priorities. And my priorities in terms of what is my main excitement right now. And it's been, for the last 5 years, my main excitement has been fruit. And I'm super excited about fruit still. I love fruit, I love nutrition. But for the last 5 years, it's been really like I have been obsessed about fruit, as of course you know. And fruit has just been like on my mind completely all the time. And when we've been out traveling, Matt and I, we've been spending seriously like 2, 3, 4 hours a day hunting for fruit, finding that good fruit, bringing that good fruit home. So it's a project. It's not just like, even if you're in the tropics, even in Thailand, it's not just like, oh, you'll just have quality fruit immediately. No, you have to put in a serious effort to find and transport that good fruit. So we've been doing that and loving it. Now though, my focus has shifted somewhat and I've become obsessed about running. And you probably picked this up already through the videos. I am totally into running right now. I'm so in love with the sport of running, and I want to build my running fitness to a seriously high level. At least we'll see how it goes, but right now that's my feel. I want to go. I just want to go all the way to the top of the mountain, pun intended. And that means training. That means a lot of training, and I'm still in the beginning stages of building up. But as I build up more and more, it'll take more and more of my time and my focus to do that. So that means I can't really spend hours a day hunting for fruit, and I don't want to be traveling all the time either. I want to stay in one place so I can make the most of this project, this running project, if you will. And again, that's not like a negative thing. It's not like, oh, I think I can't travel anymore because I want to run. No, it's not like that. It's just like, oh my God, I want to run. I'm super excited about to run. Forget about traveling. I want to stay here and I want to run. And climate is another part of that, because running in the tropics is hot, it's humid. I hate it. Whereas running in Norway, even when it's like 10 degrees Celsius or even 5, it's much better than running in the heat. But of course, preferably I'd like it to be like summer in Norway. That's perfect running climate. Running on the trails, through the mountains, through the forests, by the sea. Norway is like a perfect country for running. So I guess I'm more geared towards that climate because of running. And also, I've been noticing health benefits of staying in a cooler climate. It's easier to maintain a comfortable temperature just by manipulating the environment and by using clothing, obviously, but I don't want to go to a place, I don't want to experience too much of an extreme climate in terms of cold, but of course Norway is extreme. But in the tropics, it's very difficult to stay cool, especially if you're an active person. So without going into that, I am excited about Norway for many reasons. Running, home, the people that are there, all my friends, all my old friends, all my family, having that connection to a community, I feel that's very important, and that's something that's become more and more of a priority for me lately. Something that I enjoy and something that I really miss when I'm out traveling. Even though we meet travelers, and there's always people around and there's always somewhat of a community, you're a stranger, when you're in a different country. It's just like you're an outsider. You don't have any deep roots, you don't have any connections, and everything you do, everything is new and it's exciting when that's what you want. But after a while, after like 10 years of mostly spending time in other countries than your home country, I feel like my energy becomes a little bit scattered, and I have that need to just bring it home, bring it down to earth, if you will, and build some of those roots. And I feel like it's not a compromise for this channel. It's not like we're going away from tropical fruit, travel, abundance, freedom kind of lifestyle. No, it's the same thing. We're building that abundant, healthy, stable kind of lifestyle, and these two complement each other. Periods of travel, then periods of not traveling. And then they sort of flow like yin and yang, right? Together. And it's all about doing what's right when it's right. So if it's traveling time, you know it. You want to travel, you just want to go, and you do it. When it's not traveling time anymore, you know it again. You don't want to go, you just want to stay. And it's about listening to that urge and following it, doing what's right at the right time. There's also the fact that our parents, our family, if you will, have inherited a farm in Norway. Taking over a farm is probably a better way to put it. And it's close to where we used to grow up, and in our hometown. And we're going to be moving there, and Mads and I are going to be staying in this little house on the property while our parents have the main house, and we're going to be refurbishing the farm, and there's lots of exciting stuff. We're probably going to be doing some gardening, sharing that with you as well. So that's another reason why we want to stay in Norway for a little while. And I think when I come home from NIS in about 2 months, I'll be spending the rest of 2017 in Norway. And I look forward to it. It's just like, oh my God, I can relax. Thank God I don't have to leave. It's going to be tough physically, especially when autumn and winter comes around, but it's still going to be healthier than going to a tropical place just because it's healthier climate-wise, but not being at ease or satisfied in terms of where you're at. I want to get better quality here on YouTube. I want to focus more on consistent quality content for you guys. I want to work on getting better at on Facebook, sharing more there, and be sure to follow us on Facebook if you haven't done so already, of course. Be sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. Stay tuned for super awesome content coming up in the months and the years to come. I am certain. I'm excited. And then there's Patreon, as I mentioned, where we offer exclusive content, live hangouts every month, Q&A videos specifically answering your questions, and a bunch of other small little things. So if you're interested in more of that personal insider kind of scoop, you should go check out patreon.com for sure. Working on getting more quality, consistent content there as well. What else? We're working on an ebook. We've been working on an ebook for almost 2 years now. This ebook is going to be an awesome ebook. It's coming out in 2017 for sure, but we're still in the middle of all the work. Really, there's a lot of work involved. So you can stay tuned for new ebooks, maybe even more than one ebook. You can stay tuned for quality content on YouTube, Patreon, Facebook, and it's just an awesome time. I'm loving this work. I'm loving contributing here, creating content on the internet. I'm loving running and spending half my day really focused on training, whether it be planning, whether it be actual training, recovery, eating, learning, educating myself on the topic of fitness, exercise physiology, running in general. So it's really, my life is just so epic right now. I'm loving it so much, and I'm so grateful that you are here, of course, that you want to hear what I have to say, and that you contribute to this project by leaving a comment, by sharing this video, by following us here on Facebook, etc. So thanks for that. Thanks a lot. Thanks to all the Patreon supporters for being amazing and important in allowing us to do this kind of work. I hope you benefit from what I'm doing here. I think so, and I hope so. If you're in a similar situation, maybe like what I am right now, going through changes of priorities, changes in life, and maybe you're finding it difficult somehow. If so, we do offer life coaching on our website. If you don't know that already, it's done via Skype, and it's basically where I just share and help you take the next step that you need to take in your life. Only you know what needs to be done, of course, but sometimes it can help talking to someone else about it and sort of lending a helping hand almost. So be sure to check out our coaching if that's something you're interested in. All right, it's a long video. I know. If you made it this far, please subscribe. Let me know down below what you think about all these things, what you think about my plans, and what you think about this channel and the direction that it's taking. It's not really changing much, the direction of the channel, just sort of maybe widening the scope a little bit. I think that's what's going on, widening the scope a little bit and taking a slightly different direction. But that's good, a project, life in general is a journey, and even this YouTube channel, everything sort of goes like that, it's things are always changing, and there's an ebb and flow, and we need to allow that in our lives, I think, and to sort of just let go and not just like stick to something because it has to be like a straight line. I started this project and that has to go like that. No, it's much better to let it flow more naturally and organically. And that's what's going on right now. And that's why I'm so excited. I'm so excited because my life is sort of taking this somewhat unexpected turn, I guess, with the running. Because the running is what dominates my life right now. Suddenly I've just decided that, hey, I'm going to put everything I've got into running. I'm going to give it my all, at least for now. We'll see how it evolves over the years. It's a beautiful day. I'm going to get some work done, then I'm going to go for a run, and then I'm going to go for a stroll around town, probably sit down on a cafe and do some planning work. I like doing planning type work in a cafe. And then that's it for today. Then I'm gonna chill and have an awesome day like usual. I hope you're having a good day too. Thanks for watching. I will see you later. Bye.